So I cut and roasted vegetables. So what is non-super traditional is I did put in some zucchini just for a little bit of extra nutrients and flavor. But very essential for this, that's just an optional add, is the tomatillos, which I got at the local Mexican and Peruvian market. We've got white onions. We have jalapeno peppers for the heat. We have poblano peppers, more for taste, very little heat in there. And then we have 2 bulbs of roasted garlic to give it that great flavor. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this all into the food processor, and we are going to pulse this up and get it to a consistent sauce slash salsa that will be the base for our soup. So quick tip, I used to cut the tomatillos in half, but what that actually does is it just causes all the juice to leave the tomatillos, and instead I put them whole. And obviously as you roast them, you do get like a much better flavor, and you get a little bit of smokiness, which is fantastic for the flavor. So we are going to pulse everything so it becomes just a very consistent base to the soup. Cilantro stems taste great. Love cooking with cilantro stems. So we got the soup base in. We put some water in the blender to thin it out a little bit. You really want it to be soupy. So we are doing that. And now we add some of the chunky ingredients. So what we are going to do is I first need to rinse these, but we're going to put in some beans. I usually go pinto beans, but in this case, I was at the Mexican market. I'm like, I've never had Roman beans. They look kind of cute. I think they're also called cranberry beans. I think any brown bean is fine. You can also put like cannelloni or even navy beans in there. It doesn't really matter, but we're going to put 2 cups in, and then we're also going to put in the hominy as well. I just rinse the hominy. Hominy is a different type of corn. So what do we have in here? We've got 2 big cans of hominy. We put 2 cans of cranberry Roman beans. And what we're looking for is for those flavors to meld, and then texturally some of the starches in the beans as well as the hominy to kind of cook in and make sure we have a melded broth. And then once everything tastes and looks ready, we are going to finally at the very end put shrimp, because shrimp cooks very fast and we do not want to overcook it. So just want to catch everyone up. Everything in here is fairly traditional. The only thing that's not traditional is there's not always beans in there. Part of the reason is traditionally they usually use pork and hominy, and that's really the only main chunky things in the soup. But because we're not using pork, we wanted to add some beans to give a little bit more heartiness as well as protein. And then also, nice thing about Mexican cuisine is it's very adaptable. So although traditionally green pozole is pork and hominy, in the coastal cities where there aren't as many pigs and there's plentiful amounts of seafood, they actually traditionally do make it with shrimp in the coastal cities. So that's where we're going with this, not only because it's more healthy, but also I only eat seafood, fish, and shrimp, and crab, lobster. I don't eat meat, so works for my diet. And the coastal version is how they make it near the water. So we got 2 pounds of shrimp. The smaller the better, because the tough thing about larger shrimp is they don't fit on your spoon. It falls off. So for this recipe, the smaller the shrimp are, the better it will work for the recipe. And what shrimp is great for when we're talking about cooking is the color tells it all. So if shrimp is cooked, it will turn orange and you will know it's done. When it's blue, it is not cooked. So all we got to do is cook it for a couple minutes. You can even see they're starting to turn orange. As soon as they look orange, they're cooked. They're ready to go, and you should take them off the heat and start serving. So we're getting pretty close. I would say cook them no longer than 5 minutes. We do not want to overcook them and either get them too tough, or if you cook them for way too long, they will start to get mushy, which is even worse.
This is above and beyond everything else. This is incredible. The flavor, a 10 out of 10. The shrimp, amazing. This gets an easy 9.5.
The shrimp pozole been smelling really good in the office all morning as usual. These healthy hunters just get you so hungry right when you walk in the door every morning. So let's dive in and take our first bite. I'm a big seafood guy and love shrimp. And this is really, really good. I'm going to go 9.5.
The shrimp pozole today. We added in some cabbage, some cilantro, some avocado, and a little bit of lime juice. I wanted to really get all the flavor. I think it tastes very fresh. Like, it works very well with the shrimp. It's very easy to eat. Feels very light. A little spicy too. I'm gonna go 8.4. 8.4.
So added the cabbage, added the avocado, a little bit of salt, some lime. That's how I like it. Those 2 jalapenos are the perfect amount of spice. You can obviously add more, but I don't think many people would be like, that's too spicy. Shrimp's not overcooked. And then I'll try the tostada. Yeah, I like this. I'll give it an 8 too. Really happy with it. Could be a little bit more bold with the spice. Maybe a little bit more lime. But I'm really happy with it. It's really good.